American Savage Show podcast. I am your host that is still in recovery from his sickness. I caught the HIV, or I don't know what the hell I got. And unfortunately, I seem to give it to Josh as well as Tyler in the office, so it's circulating. We're going to call it COVID 3.0. That's what we're going to call it, COVID 3.0. Who knows what the hell it is? It's like some mutagen from, probably caught it from some third world worker in Dubai, brought it back here, probably mixed in with some of the COVID we got rampant around this place. And next thing you know, I'm growing a tail and slinging webs out of my dick. I don't know what the hell kind of superhero I'm going to be called, but it's going to be interesting to say the least. Marvel's going to hire James Gunn to make some pedophile tweets about it. It's going to be $1 million blockbuster. And there we go.
There it is.
There it is. That's just how it happens. That's how it happens. Oh my God. Good morning to you.
Sir, kind sir.
Kind sir.
Looking well over there.
I'm still hacking up a lot of shit.
All dressed up, got your collared shirt on.
Got my collared shirt on. I'm out here ready to make a change in this world.
That reminds me, what does penis taste like?
It's a nice shirt. You're really busting my balls over having a nice shirt? Are you kidding me? Oh my God. This is what I got to deal with.
You look nice.
I look nice. I look nice. I got the fucking open-ended shirt. I got to put on some gold jewelry. I'm fucking podcasting here. What the fuck? Got some, what was that? Dice. Hickory dickory dock. Yeah, something like, I don't know. I don't know. I was listening. I was driving in the Tesla the other day, and I clicked on the comedy live streaming service, and Andrew Dice Clay was on there. And I don't get the humor in it. There's a lot of, I get some humor in it, but a majority of it is just like, this is stupid. But then when you have something like Richard Pryor come on, it's like, oh, shit.
Yeah, his stuff was pretty edgy back in the
it was very edgy.
80s, early 90s.
Yeah. Good. Him and George Carlin were amazing. Yeah. But no, so we had some Dallas Cowboy tickets come in, and I did not feel like going. So I told, the crews, like, whoever wants to go. But you apparently took your son, and then Tyler got sick. He's sick
Tyler
now.
Got sick, and so.
Sorry about that.
My son, we invited one of his flag football buddies and
cool.
One of the other dads at home.
A little dad-son date. That's awesome.
But it was great. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
It was the Sunday night game. So
who'd they play?
The Colts.
The Colts. How'd they do?
They destroyed them.
Yeah,
They scored 33 points in the fourth quarter. So
Sheesh.
It was a good game to go to, like his first game.
Wow.
He had a lot of fun. It was got to watch all the people in front of us get smashed. Start dropping F-bombs all over the place.
Welcome to reality. That's unfortunately, that's the thing about our society. Like when you see people like cussing in front of kids, like, dude, come on. You don't need to be that
there's
way.
Like several kids around us too. There's like
our
kids
are probably the worst.
Boys, and then there's kids behind us, and then this douchebag and his girlfriend in front of us are just drinking straight vodka.
Oh my God!
Starting to twerk and
oh my God! At a Dallas Cowboy game?
Yeah, dude. We're like on the third level, so it's right on the edge of the balcony.
Bro,
I'm like, this dude's gonna fall over.
Our society is definitely taking a turn to where it's. I always brought up that you don't cuss in front of kids, especially women too. And nowadays, you just have people walking out there and saying whatever they want in front of like women and children. Like, dude, what the fuck's your problem?
Yeah.
As I sit here and cuss on a podcast, probably listened to by a lot of women and children, which I don't know why, but you definitely not let your kids listen to this show.
Yeah, children shouldn't listen.
So that's fun that you got to go out and do that. That's
cool.
It
was really.
How was the weather? Wait, that's an indoor.
It's indoor, yeah.
So it was like good.
Yeah, it was perfect.
That's great.
It was so much fun.
I've been so sick. I didn't even go to Tango. I was like, I don't feel like I don't want to like give this to anybody else except people I work with. Fuck those guys.
Yeah.
So yeah, but no, me and the girlfriend, we did a lot of redecorating. Or not even just decorating in general. Dude, it really takes a woman to make a house a home. It really does.
That's great, man. You guys are.
I don't mind spending the money because it's for a good reason. Like I like the decoration that we're turning the one room into like a little dance room for where we can go practice tango. We put some mirrors on the wall. I put it in my Instagram stories. And we put wallpapered one wall, and they have like a sticky wallpaper, not like the kind you have to use the glue. It's literally peel and stick, and then if you want to pull it off, it doesn't take anything with it, which is really good. Like that, that's fucking incredible. So we did like a light blue, and then put some golden Victorian mirror style. And this is her. This is not me decorating. This is her, but it does look good. But the staggered mirrors on the far wall, that was me. I think I should have been gay in a different life or something like that. And that looks amazing. Queen slay. Just looking at that. And then the other room, I wanted to turn it into a study, but not like a study with a desk, a study like a reading study. And so they have a wallpaper that looks like it replicates looking at a library book thing, like the old. Think of it like walking to an old Victorian study with all the books in the shelves and the ladder to get to the top. Yeah. But you can literally do the walls like that. So I've ordered that, and that we're gonna put on the walls. I put a nice big Persian rug down, a shitload of pillows. I wanted to do a recliner, but I can't fit a recliner through that door. It's such a weird angle. So like, you know what? Let's put a futon mattress on the floor, pepper the fucking ground with pillows, take the big beanbag bag, throw a scarlet fucking blanket over it. And then I've changed the bulbs out to the copper to where it has that little glow. And then we're going to put up the wallpaper. We're going to put a lamp in and do a lot of Persian stuff. And I love it. I think it's awesome. I'm not going to lie. Laying in there where you're high as fuck is great. Probably put a hookah in there. I don't even hookah that much, but that'd be a lot of fun. And maybe like a little coffee table that's about maybe 1-2 feet off the floor, so you can kind of put your drinks and stuff like that. It'll be a little lounge room, and then we can host little orgies. That'd be great too. High orgies in a Persian room. What could go wrong? This is a great stuff I'm thinking about here. No, it's been nice, man. It's been nice to just kind of yesterday, like these last 2 days, we went hard. Just decorating. I think I dropped a good bit of money, but at the same token, I like it. It's making the house an actual home.
You're gonna keep all the decorations up through January?
No. That I'm looking forward to that too. We're gonna be changing the decorations out. We got the Christmas tree.
Yeah, you put all the Christmas stuff up too, right?
Yeah, and I like that because it's more Christmas themed. But the kitchen, and I know people are gonna like it's gay. I want a French theme. I like the Eiffel Tower. And the cool thing is each one of these rooms, we're going to have a piece from the actual country. So we've got stuff from Dubai we're putting in the Persian room. I don't know what we're going to do for Tango because we're going to Argentina in March. So I'll bring something back from there and put it in the Tango room. But we have, like in the kitchen, I have some French things that I remember getting from France. We're going to put in there. And each room's going to have something authentic from the actual country it's modeled after. So I just, and I'm not knocking other people's decoration style. Some people just like houses, and this sounds like the gayest fucking show we've done yet. I'm just going to stop. I'm going to stop on that one.
Yeah, I saw Emery's
this is pretty
comment
gay.
on your Christmas tree.
Oh, does that, okay, real quick. Is that an ugly Christmas tree? I thought it was beautiful.
I like that. That's my favorite style.
Yeah, it's a fur.
Yeah.
It's a furry.
It's a furry.
It's a furry. It's got some BDSM shit. It's got the bald gay dude from the fucking.
It's an actual person wearing a Christmas tree outfit and go home and there's a little hole in it.
Oh my god. You gotta spit this shit. I know you didn't want to hear that. I'm sorry, folks. I'm hacking up phlegm. You wanted this. You want me to come in here and perform, so I'm performing. That's what we do. That's what we do.
Yeah, it was funny though. It made me laugh.
Oh my god.
But I like the Christmas tree. I like the real. Of course, we got our fake one up because we're going to be out of town for Christmas. So
I can't do fake. I can never do fake. I'm sorry. I feel like that is just it's not right because I like the smell the Christmas tree creates in the house, but I can never do fake. I got to go do real. So we went and did that. I'm still trying to find a little Christmas train to put around the base. And Daisy, my ferret, she loves it. She's already in the bottom of the Christmas tree trying to like dig out all the water and shit. So she smells like Christmas tree now, which is that's a present in itself. We bought a shitload of ornaments and the lights, and she was dead set. Like, I didn't know, but this is like people get into fights over this. What kind of tree? You want the white lights or you want multicolored? I like multicolored.
I do too.
Because multicolored, it's like, it's toys, it's Christmas, it's children. The white lights is like something out of Macy's. Like, fuck that. That's too proper.
That's what our tree looks like.
Oh, God, I can't do that. I can't do that.
That's my wife's style. Then mine is like the kid with the fun big bulbs.
Don't take the kid shit out of there. Like, that's like corporate bullshit. Like, no, I don't want the white stuff. I want you see, I'm simping for minorities here. I want the multicultural lights. Or excuse me, multicolored, my bad. John Burke Uncensored. Well, hey, folks, guess what? We got a new deal running for you. Hey, serious note here. For all the listeners and viewers that are tuning in right now, and you've never tried Shell Shock CBD, we're running a great deal for you right now. Code JOLLY saves you 25% off of the samples. That's right. Our samples are like $5. We're barely making any money on this. If you're interested in trying our products right now in the gummies, code JOLLY saves you 25% off. Give it a shot. You're spending now like what? 25% off of $5? That's not bad. And you still got to cover shipping, and you're trying it out for yourself. You're not buying a full product. You're not dropping $50, $60. That's not bad at all, folks. And did I mention it also applies towards the hoodies or the joggers that we've got right now? These are the Shell Shock CBD joggers, and that sale also applies to these. These are nice, perfect time for them. Shell Shock CBD, subtle little logo. It's got the hoodie on it. It's a zip up. These things are amazing. Josh and I love these things. So again, code JOLLY saves you 25% off. That also applies towards the hoodies. Jump on it while you got it right now, folks. And again, that's the free or the sample packs we have. What are you waiting for? You got a great deal right there.
Do it.
Also, do it now. Also, for our Rumble community, we're going to start doing a month giveaway. A month giveaway, $500 value from Shell Shock CBD if you're a Locals supporter. Now, I think the majority of you have been with me when we had our time on Twitch before those little cocksuckers like really fucking shut us down because God forbid you talk about, transgender issues and oh my God, then you'd think that we were out there just like killing puppies and shit. What we're going to do is at the end of every month, we're going to host a $500 giveaway of Shell Shock CBD products. But the only people entered to win, well, actually, realistically, anybody that follows on Locals is entered to win. But anybody that subscribes, you have to be a subscriber. That's the paywall right there. $4.99 a month, subscribe, support the show. That helps us out quite a lot. And it's only on Locals. That's who we're doing it with. So we appreciate that. I'm talking with Locals. We're helping them with their platform. They're helping us. We cannot thank them enough for all the stuff they do and how they've been so helpful to us. Good Lord, I'm still coming down on medication. But that's only in Locals. So if you subscribe for $4.99 a month, at the end of the month, we're picking a winner. $500 worth of Shell Shock CBD products. You can't beat that, folks. Supports the show. And you can't, that's literally it. And we love them. We appreciate them for everything they've done. And that helps grow the platform that we're using. It helps us grow. And again, we would not be here without you. So again, check it out. It's Locals. You can hit the link. It's on my Rumble page. You can't beat that with a brick stack. Yeah. All right, so let's get into the news, folks. We got a lot of shit to cover.
That's right. Mighty Mike the Bear. He does like to wear the hoodies without pants.
I do, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you get the whole Fetterman vibe going. All right. Man, and don't forget, we are going to be taking calls today. It's 214-817-1689. People they're really resonating with that. A lot of people really love that. So nice. We're going to be taking calls. So what we're going to do moving forward, the show's going to go in like segments. We're going to talk about one thing, take some calls, as we've been doing. People really like it. I think it's fun. I didn't get a chance to talk about it on the last podcast because I was feeling like just straight up hammered asshole. The Kanye Alex Jones thing. I'm not trying to keep reharping on this, but I didn't really officially come out after I'd watched the interview. Did you watch it?
I just saw clips of it.
Oh, Lord Jesus. It does not get any better. This isn't one of those big brain things that people that were initially trying to make like, no, Kanye's got some points. No, Kanye does not have any points. I mean, some points he did. But when you're sitting there saying like, we got to stop putting a negative thing on Nazis. I love Hitler. You're like, oh my God. Like, I get where he's coming from as far as like Christendom. Like, you need to love your enemies. Not Hitler. I don't think Christ was really referring to that. When you murdered 6 million, and then Christ Jesus, then Kanye started, well, it wasn't really 6 million Jews. Like, oh my God. Like, really, dude? Like, you could have made your points, but when you start going down that road, now you're delving into the same anti-Semitic tropes that people have used many times in the past. So you've really shot yourself in the foot here.
But it wasn't 6 million Jews?
No, it wasn't 6 million. It was way less. Like, oh, well, I'm sorry. Well, then maybe Hitler wasn't that bad. Like, it was only 1 million. Not a big deal.
If it was 500 million Jews, it would still be, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't. That method of
So what was
thought,
this? Did you watch the whole thing?
I got up to like the very end and I just turned it off. It's like, I'm sorry, I can't keep listening to this fucking moron. And then Nick Fuentes up there. And I did some digging. I went to Milo Yiannopoulos' Telegram channel. Apparently this Scorpio, this streamer, I guess, bald dude or kid, I don't know. Him, Fuentes, Milo are all teaming up with Kanye. And these guys are theocrats to the core. They want Christianity forced on the nation. Milo admits it in his Telegram. I read it verbatim. I was like, this is where you've gone. This is where you've fallen.
Yeah, and Milo's all over there. You go from a Catholic homosexual married to a black man. Didn't they? I thought they adopted a kid.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
I hope not.
I thought they did. Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, he's kind of all over the place.
He is all over the place, and it's weird to see. But no, his followers, dude, these people are never. It's never going to take hold. It won't because it's the Groyper community. Milo's just trying to maintain some semblance of relevance. He's not going to go out there and get a real job. He's going to continue the grift, and I honestly feel like he is puppeteering Kanye, just like Kirk and Owens did. Milo Fuentes and this other kid, they're doing the same to Kanye. Kanye needs help. Yeah, like Kanye. And I'm not trying to gaslight because I know Shapiro has been saying this. I watched Shapiro's shtick on it, and Shapiro's kind of right on this. I mean, he is right. I feel like they are definitely exploiting this guy where he's got some points, but good Lord, like they need to rein him in a little bit. Like he's just all over the place. Yeah. And you listen to Alex Jones. When Alex Jones starts laughing uncomfortably and Alex Jones is uncomfortable, you know it's bad. Like you know it's bad. it's ridiculous. And then people are trying to jump on this like, no, John. Like I have these dudes in my comments that at core, they're anti-Semitic. You know they're anti-Semitic. And I'm not sitting there like taking the Shapiro approach, like anybody that criticizes Jews is anti-Semitic. Like, no, I can tell these guys who's like, no, he's right. The Nazis did do some good things. Like, but that's not the overall point that we're trying to showcase here. And then why would you even say that in that context? Because you're trying to be a provocateur. Yeah, the Nazis did a lot of good things. You know, they invented the V2. Yeah, of course they did. But when you're tying that into a conversation that is generally about anti-Semitism, you defending Nazism, like, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to paint the Nazis as good? The Nazis were fucking horrible. Yes, some good things happened as a result of it, but those Nazis also created those things to use against the rest of the world. So it's like, I'm sorry, your points are so fucking stupid. And that's why I don't like having conversations with some of these people. Because, like, look, just come out and say you hate Jews. I'd respect you 10 times more if you said that instead of, like, hiding behind this idea. And that's why it's such a slippery slope of, like, look, we can make some solid points about Jewish nepotism. Those are the things and I can't believe I'm even saying this. Fuentes actually had some good debate points to talk about that subject per se, but the water was muddied so much with the insanity of Kanye that you couldn't even, it's like, I want to hear him debate these points. Get Jones on there. And it's weird that I'm actually taking Jones' side on a lot of the shit versus the other two knuckleheads. And then you got this other guy that, the guy with the glasses, and I forget his name, Brahim or something like that. I talked to him once or twice on a podcast, a share thing. This guy's another whack job. Like, he basically taking the victim mentality that Milo did as far as the, I sacrificed everything for Trump. But this guy's actually got a point. He said that all the January 6 people in jail, all the other stuff, where's Trump's bank? Why aren't they bailing these people out? And I'm sitting there and I'm just kind of like, I was like, do you hear yourself talking? Like, you got some points. It's like, but Trump ain't going near that. That's death. That's a career suicide. So these people that think they're so smart in the political realm, you're sitting there listening to them talk. It's like, Trump isn't going to bail these guys out. They were wrong. Yeah. They were fucking wrong.
I mean, he put out on a social media to peacefully protest.
Yeah, 100%.
Respect the police.
And it kind of like disturbs it because Alex Jones was there, but he was stopping people. Yeah. I'll respect him for that. So it's like, I wish Alex Jones would have actually grabbed his balls a little bit and went against the other guys.
He's not dumb. He knew what was going to happen. I mean, there's one thing to go up in front of the Capitol and protest and shout through a megaphone. Yeah. These guys are scumbags. The election was stolen. Yeah. Do it. Fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
But as soon as you throw a brick through a window and go inside and try to storm the council, then
you gave the left what they wanted. That's exactly what they wanted. Yeah. They put the cheese out there and you took it. You fucking took it. And you gave them a PR thing that's going to last forever. Yeah. And here's the thing, though. And it kind of pisses me off because even I'm guilty of this, but it's like we're always trying to convince the left. Like, stop trying to reason with the left. Fuck them. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Like the Brooklyn Dad Defiance and stuff. Stop trying to reason with these fruitcakes. Let them go. Yeah. Like Vosh, during this whole Twitter files thing, I was live tweeting and posting on Instagram. He's still in denial. I'm like, so why do we care? Why do we care about the likes of Voshes and the rest of these retards out there? I genuinely don't understand that. Like, ignore them. Let them go grift in their own echo chamber. Stop debating these people because these are bad faith arguments. It's different if you have a good faith argument. It's like, okay, so we are going to come in here and actually, in good faith, discuss what's going on versus you living in cognizant dissonance and trying to deny left and right of what's actually going on, which leads me to the Twitter files. Hashtag Twitter files. For those that don't know, Elon Musk tweeted out, I think it was Friday night. I was in the bathtub when this hit, and I just sat there in the bathtub just live tweeting the shit and reading. And I'm going to read for you the entire thing of the Twitter files. I'm going to skip over some things, but quite frankly, this is a lot of just talking about what we already really knew. It was eye-opening to actually see it being like, you see the hard evidence, like, okay, finally, fine. And of course, the Voshes and stuff, they're denying it, automatic, just deny. It's like, well, of course you're going to deny it. You're a bad faith argument. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But when you read the extent, it wasn't just the left. Yeah. The right was also guilty of trying to manipulate big tech. It's like, oh, well, so now we're kind of seeing the whole game has been rigged from the get-go. Not nearly as much as the left has, as they openly admitted, and I'll read you the tweets, but it's very eye-opening.
Like, what's the guy's name? Matt Taibbi?
I got it pulled up right here.
What's his political field? Is he Democrat?
I don't really know. I know he's a writer, but I'm trying to find out.
Is anybody in the chat now? I thought he was a Democrat.
It quite possibly could be.
But I think that's what they're more concerned about. So obviously, people like you and I, we knew that this was going on. But to their audience, the Democrats who are, could be reasoned with,
then
that's a problem for them. So that's why they're coming out in full force and doing, cleanup management.
So I've got the Twitter thread right here. It's got 128,000. This is Matt Taibbi. It is his actual Twitter handle is MTAIBBI. Matt Taibbi, excuse me. Has over 128,000 retweets, 24,000 quote tweets, and 370,000 likes. And he says, number one, thread, the Twitter files. What you're about to read is the first installment in a series based upon thousands of internal documents obtained by sources at Twitter. The Twitter files tell an incredible story from inside one of the world's largest and most influential social media platforms, and a Frankensteinian tale of human. Again, this is the journalism. It's like, bro, just put the fucking facts out there. Like, he's doing this. Like, stop fluffing it. Just tell us, bro. So let me skip over a lot of this bullshit. Okay. By 2020, slowly over time, Twitter staff and executives began to find more and more uses for these tools, tools being as far as controlling speech and combat the likes of spam and financial fraudsters. Outsiders began petitioning the company to manipulate speech as well, first a little, then more often, then constantly. This is where it gets good. By 2020, requests from connected actors to delete tweets were routine. One executive would write to another, quote, more to review from the Biden team, unquote, end quotes. The reply would come back, handled. The Biden team would contact Twitter and tell them to delete certain accounts, certain tweets, whatever. And he posts an email copied, and this has been proven true because apparently, he whited out some of the things. One of these tweets was from the actor James Brown. And it was the one where a picture of Hunter Biden's getting a foot job smoking crack. And he says, no, my feet don't fail me now. The Biden team wanted that deleted, and they deleted it. This is proof.
The James Woods.
James Woods. Yeah. He was targeted by the White House.
So
and they said, come in here and say, hush this up. Don't let this out.
Feet don't fail me now.
Feet don't fail me now. I love James Woods. James Woods is now suing the DNC. He's made a statement that they targeted him. He is now suing the DNC.
I mean, he's just a private citizen.
100%. I hope he wins. James Woods, I don't think he's ever going to run for anything, but this guy is a leader. He is a leader. He's very, very well done.
If you just have commentators that sit back and pick apart the arguments.
Mm-hmm. It does a lot of good. Yeah,
it does a lot of good.
Absolutely.
Keep politicians honest.
Yep.
That's what we need.
Celebrities and unknowns alike could be removed or reviewed at the behest of a political party. Now, granted, that's two sides, but who's paying more? That's the question. And when you look at the actual thing, you got James Woods, Stephen Lujan, the statuses, and you can pull up the Twitter link here. You can type in that Twitter link, and it will take you directly to the tweet. And the one tweet was real James Woods. The other one, Stephen Lujan, I didn't look that one up yet. But these are just tweets going after the Biden administration with some really damning evidence through photos. And they're like, yeah, I'll get rid of that. And Twitter did it. Also, and I hate saying this was all unbeknownst to Jack Dorsey, who was the CEO at the time. He didn't know.
Yeah.
They even confirmed it by they were doing. I'm just going by what was reported.
I know. I saw that they said the same thing, and I'm like, really? He didn't know? Like this guy who's got a long goatee and he's very weirdo. Enlightened, and he goes to all these congressional meetings being called before Congress. He didn't know. Not even a little bit. Well, because they've been talking about it for a while.
They have been.
So, but he never looked into it.
No, fuck no. Why would he? That's kind of like turn a blind eye.
Right.
Yeah. But right now, his employees apparently they were running buckshot with his company. He had no idea what was going on apparently, which doesn't even make him look good either. You can try the whole approach of I didn't know. It's like so you don't know what's happening in your company.
Yeah, I don't believe it. I think he absolutely 100% knew what was going on.
Also, when you've got over 11,000 employees, like it kind of stands to reason. Like, and over half of them, he didn't even need.
But you know what's going. Like, if these things are going on, you're gonna have some sort of You just got called before Congress to testify about Twitter suppressing Republicans or right-leaning people.
That's true.
He didn't know about it.
Yeah, that is a good point.
You sure?
Yeah.
I don't know.
He continues. It says both parties had access to these tools. For instance, in 2020, requests from both Trump White House and Biden campaign were received and honored. However, the system wasn't balanced. It was based on contacts because Twitter was and is overwhelmingly staffed by people of one political orientation. There were more channels, more ways to complain, open to the left, well, Democrats than right. It's actually true. I believe that. 100% believe that. The results, slang, and content moderation decisions is visible in the documents you're about to read. However, it's also assessment of multiple current and former high-level executives. Okay, there was more throat clearing about the process, but screw it, let's jump forward. He continues, and this is from Matt, the journalist. He says, the Twitter files, part 1, how and why Twitter blocked the Hunter Biden laptop story. On October 14, 2020, the New York Post published Biden's secret emails and exposed an expose based on the contents of Hunter Biden's abandoned laptop. Twitter took extraordinary steps to suppress the story, removing links and posts warning that it may be unsafe, and they even blocked its transmissions via direct message, a tool hitherto reserved for extreme cases, e.g. child pornography. That's how seriously they took this. Now, they used the same system to suppress child pornography. Why do you think they did that for Hunter laptop? It tells you
child pornography.
Child pornography, potentially.
Yeah.
Or that this is so damning to the Biden administration, they'd use the same method to try and suppress the story by using that system.
Rudy Giuliani, when he talked about having gone through the contents of that laptop, watching him, he looked very disturbed by the images that he saw.
We got to take this into account, though. Rudy Giuliani is also a Trump loyalist, things like that. So and I'm not saying this in trying to attack him. I'm just saying that we've seen constantly over and over.
He wanted it out of his hands as soon as possible.
Okay, fair enough.
So, I mean, I did watch his assessment of, getting the laptop. So apparently the laptop shop owner got a hold of Giuliani, gave him the contents of the laptop because this dude made a copy of the hard drive. Yeah. Fortunately.
Yeah. And then gave it over to the FBI.
But Giuliani, going through the contents, he looked very disturbed by what he had seen.
Probably a lot
wanting to get it to the FBI as soon as possible, just because of the illegal activities he saw on there.
And it blows my mind that people still say that the FBI never had the laptop. The FBI in that congressional testimony told Gates, we misplaced it. Yeah. They have the laptop. Yeah, they self-admit, and that's why I talk about people like Vosh, these bad faith debaters. Like, you can't sit here and deny it. They were on record as saying they have it.
They're on record saying
they got lost, folks. Yeah. This only goes to prove, and this is why this should be a bipartisan issue. This is an organization, a 3-letter federal organization that is corrupt at its core. Matter of fact, I read a tweet from the San Antonio FBI talking about this morning. There's there's more freaking terrorism and domestic blah blah blah. Keep on the lookout. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, you morons at the FBI, you don't even know what terrorism is anymore. Anything to you.
You're the terrorists.
You're the terrorists, quite honestly.
You're terrorizing people.
You're terrorizing mom and dads to go to these school boards and say, we don't want you sexualizing our children. And that's what I'm saying, folks. Are the blue line law bootlickers, are you finally starting to see it? Are you finally starting to understand there should be no federal law enforcement agencies? Because they can clearly be weaponized by the federal government and lean politically. This is what's currently happening. Now, I get they can probably do a lot of good, like the Crenshaw argument's going to be, but what's the metric for how much bad they've done? And they continue to do. This is a libertarian idea of saying, we don't need this. Let states regulate. Let states handle themselves. But what we see with the FBI is insane. Because Democrats, I'm telling you this right now, when Trump was in power, you probably didn't like the FBI because you thought that Trump was, well, maybe you did because you still knew the Peter Strzok.
The FBI was...
trying to undermine him. Yeah.
Yeah. You could go look at their email or their text messages. They clearly didn't like it.
I got to take a step further on that one. If that pisses you off about what they did for that, then why the fuck is Dakota Meyer shaking hands with Jen Miley, who's literally on that same fucking side doing the same shit? Yeah. Same shit. You're undermining the POTUS. That's a traitor. That's treason. Yeah. When you sit there and you call, and I'm not trying to go down that road again, but I'm just like, I'm at a loss. I'm at a fucking loss. How anybody can be so blind, just in generally speaking, either when it comes to the FBI, the CIA, all of these organizations, because we were brought up to think, oh, they're good. They're the good guys. No, they're not. We've been brainwashed. We've been lied to. These are not the good people, because I'm telling you right now, folks, just because you're starting to see it for the first time does not, as far as the FBI corruption, does not mean it has not been that way the entire fucking time. And in fact, if you look at the history of how J. Edgar Hoover came into being and how he invented the FBI, all this other stuff, they were corrupt even back then. Yeah. Even back then they were corrupt. And I feel like it's kind of like an education process. People are starting to wake up. They're getting their eyes woken up with actual information, and it's not being buried in the history books with bullshit. The FBI is corrupt. It is a terrorist organization. We don't need it. We do not need it. And we haven't even seen how bad it's going to get yet either. I'm telling you, folks. I'm telling you, because I watch now. I really feel in 2024, we're on the brink of some serious shit. Because if the FBI gets involved again, if big tech gets involved again, as I think it will in a presidential election, right now the news is going crazy about Trump supposedly saying to disavow the Constitution. That's not what he's saying. And folks, I'm going to get to it. We'll get into the next segment. I've got Trump's thing here, what he said on Truth Social. Trump's not calling for the abolition or the abolishment of the Constitution. Layman's terms, he's saying if the left doesn't honor the integrity of the Constitution, then it's all bets are off. And he's right. He's right on this.
How are you going to
You can't play by the rules if the other side isn't playing by then all bets are off. The Constitution's gone. If the other side does not honor and respect the election laws or how the Constitution's been set in place, which they've never done, quite honestly, but they still utilize the democratic system, I will give them that, even though I don't agree with it, then yeah, all bets are off. Now, and like I said, we'll get more into it, but I also don't feel like the Twitter files is really any kind of bust on election fraud. This is about what big tech can do to suppress stories, but it doesn't mean they didn't. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying we have to take this one story, the Twitter files. It's about the Hunter Biden laptop. Not really what was on it. It doesn't talk about what's on it. It talks about what they did to suppress the story. But if big tech did it for something as far as the Biden administration for that, what else could they be involved in, especially Facebook that has donated billions to Democratic freaking candidates and things such as that. But let me continue reading this. A White House spokeswoman, Kayleigh McEnany, was locked out of her account for tweeting about the story, prompting a furious letter from Trump campaign staffer Mike Hand, who seethed and said, at least pretend to care for the next 20 days. The email read, Kayleigh McEnany has been locked out from her account for simply talking about the New York Post story. All she did was cite the story and firsthand reporting that has been reported by other outlets and not disputed by the Biden campaign. I need an answer immediately on when, how she will be unblocked. I also don't appreciate how nobody on this team called me regarding the news that you'll be censoring news articles. Like I said, at least pretend to care for the next 20 days. Clearly, there is a bias. This has just been confirmed. They went after a White House person. Holy shit. The power these companies have, it's too much. It's too much. And that's why Article 230 needs to go. It needs to go. Sue them. Now, I remember Crenshaw's counter to that. He said they're going to censor even more. That's fine, but they're going to censor in line with what's actually truthful and what's actually provable versus what we want to, like hate speech. What do we define as hate speech? You don't have that right. You don't have that right. But what you do have the right to do is say, hey, if this is misinformation that can be proved, it's not going to be allowed on here. It'll get worse, granted, but it will get better in a lot of other different ways. Or you just simply say, yeah, we're not an editor. So whatever gets published, we have that's the route that needs to go.
As long as it's not illegal.
Yeah, as long as it's not illegal. Right. Rumble's doing a great job of it right now. Like, and Rumble's not nearly as big as Twitter, but they're doing a great job of how they're handling this kind of stuff. But I think if any kind of social media network out there, went public and said, hey, you can't sue us for what's on here, but also just don't break the law. But if there's like some false information, that's not our problem. Just block or mute. That's the way it's got to be, unfortunately. And yes, there's going to be a lot of propaganda. We already see it right now. But at the same token, you're not going to see massive interference with what they're already doing. Mind-blowing to me. He continues. He said, this led public policy executive Caroline Strom to send out a polite what the fuck query. Several employees noted that there was tension between the comms policy teams who had little less control over moderation and the safety trust teams. And the email says on Thursday, October 15, 2020 at 7:24 a.m., Carolyn Strom wrote, hi team, are you able to take a closer look here? Thank you. Because apparently there were people within Twitter saying there was a lot of cross communication and people were being told one thing and doing another. And then there was a lot of people just taking leeway and doing their own thing. And then the other teams had to basically run cover for them, which is, you just talk about a company divided. And then also, that's too big of a company. Twitter? It's showing that there were people in there saying, hey, this isn't right. And they would just get told to shut the fuck up. Which it does make you kind of happy a little bit. At least there are some people out there fighting for what's right, but also they didn't do anything. So
I mean, they had to have been the minority for sure, right?
Oh yes, I'm not saying that equal flip. No, it was small little teams saying, "Hey guys,"
because they showed their the donations to Democrats and Republicans, and obviously Democrats.
Oh yeah, way more.
They gave a lot more money to the Democrats overall. So.
Strom's note returned the answer that laptop story had been removed for violating the company's hacked materials policy. Although several sources recalled hearing about a general warning from federal law enforcement that summer about possible foreign hacks, there's no evidence that I've seen of any government involvement in the laptop story. In fact, that might be the problem. And that's what people like Vosh and them are highlighting, that saying no government involvement in the laptop story. That's what they're saying. At the same token, though, the story versus the actual laptop itself. Come on now. Like, come on. Let's get real on this one. To say there's no government involvement, are you kidding me? This is the FBI. They are the government. They're an arm of the government. Let's continue. The decision was made at the highest levels of the company, but without the knowledge of CEO Jack Dorsey, the former head of legal, policy, and trust, Vijaya Gade playing a key role. Oh, yeah. That bitch has got some fucking justice coming to her. Videos and photos started circulating instantly of that woman when she was teamed up with Hillary Clinton back in 2018. It's like, oh, go figure. Huh. They just freelanced it, is how one former employee characterized the decision. Hacking was the excuse, but within a few hours, pretty much everyone realized that wasn't going to hold, but no one had the guts to reverse it. You can see the confusion in the following lengthy exchange, which ends up including Gade and former Trust and Safety Chief Yoel Roth. And for those who don't know who Yoel Roth is, this piece of shit, he worked for Elon briefly, and everybody was going after him. Elon let him stay, and then eventually this piece of shit quit. Then he went on some podcast talking about where he sees Twitter going yet again. This guy was also responsible for the censorship of many right-leaning voices. And that's why people were calling him a Nazi, saying he does not need to be in that company. Elon needed to get rid of him. And thankfully he quit. But anyway, so as far as the censorship for the hack media and stuff like that, comms official Trenton Kennedy writes, I'm struggling to understand the policy basis for marking this as unsafe. By this point, everyone knew this was fucked, said one former employee. But the reason was essential to err on the side of continuing to err. Former VP of Global Comms, Brandon Borman, asks, can we truthfully claim that this is part of the policy? As a part of our approach is addressing potentially hacked materials, we are limiting visibility to of related stories on Twitter while our investigation is ongoing. When have they ever done that? When have they ever done that? Like, you limit anything when it comes to an ongoing investigation of that magnitude. You certainly didn't do it with Trump and the Russian hoax. You didn't do it with the Steele dossier. No. You went hard on that.
Oh, yeah.
So once again, you can't tell me there was no government favoritism at the hands of the Biden administration when you're sitting there trying to suppress a laptop story. And folks, I will tell you this right now, being they've worked so hard to suppress it, why? Yeah. There's your answer. There is your answer. I don't need to see what's on that laptop. We already know. And I'm using, I'm not using anecdote. I'm using the actions of the opposing political side. I want to say almost like the tech terrorists of Twitter in the past. Their actions prove why that laptop needs to be seen. Folks, if that laptop went mainstream, the Biden administration would crumble. It would expose the child pornography that Hunter Biden's involved in. It would expose the Chinese deals the Biden family's been involved in. It would expose a lot of stuff.
Dude, we already know about all that shit. Because,
it's just going to
yeah. He came out and gave his full interview about the inner workings of the Hunter Biden, Joe Biden.
Oh, for sure, yeah. For
business
sure.
relationships. Yeah. We've already heard it.
And you go back to this.
He gave you had Vidman, this douchebag.
Oh, my God, that piece of shit. Yeah. Oh, my God, I hate that guy. I hate that guy.
Lauded as a hero.
Being a fellow veteran is like, I want to punch that dude in the face. Like, I hate that guy.
Yeah, that sack of shit, given his story, like...
I didn't even him
Vidman,
on Twitter?
No.
Oh, somebody on Twitter posted that. I was like, dude, that's a bad. I would frame that. I would frame that and put that on my wall.
I've got a few of these. Anyway,
they came out and exposed that. Yeah.
Yeah. Tony Bobulinski. I mean, and this guy has actual emails from Hunter Biden, from Joe Biden. I mean,
yeah.
What do you need?
Exactly. And this is the thing that, like, this puts the nail in the coffin because here's your proof.
Yeah.
But the left doesn't care.
They don't care.
That's why it's like, why are we engaging with these bad faith actors? Yeah. Now I will say this. It's the same on the right, folks. It's the same on the right. Not to the extent of the left, though. I will give it that. But you do have a lot of Trump loyalists that will turn on anything that is anti-Trump. Like I said before, if you talk about anything Second Amendment related to Trump, like, oh, no, he didn't. No, yes, he did. Yes, he did. Look, these are facts. And when you tie your political or you tie your identity into a singular candidate, you're bound to fail. That means that candidate's failures are now yours. Versus you could actually just stand for the Constitution and say, you know what? When Trump does bad, he should be scolded, and his voter base should be screaming at him saying, stop doing that. Yeah. But if you don't, then you've got nothing but silent complacency, and they basically run buckshot and do whatever the hell they want to do. Trump, I will give credit, will listen to the voter base when you get loud enough. But the left, my God, the political pundits that I have seen come out, and journalists, and I use that term very loosely, journalists. It's really just politically biased hit pieces all they write. Yeah. They're still in denial over the Twitter files. Oh, it's because Elon Musk, the white supremacist. The same white supremacist whose ass you kissed like 4 months ago when he was dropping internet in Ukraine. Get the fuck out of here. Like, you people, oh my God. Like, I don't know which side of the aisle you're on anymore, because one day you love Musk and the next day he's a white national supremacist. He says, hey, I want to open Twitter open it up and make it an equal playing field. And that tells me everything I need to know about liberals, because you can't handle that. You don't like that. It's not that he's supporting right-leaning ideologies. He's just simply saying, hey, we're going to make it fair and equal across the board. And liberals cannot in good faith defend their positions for the most part, because if they do, they know facts, logic, and science are not on the side of the left. They are not. I'm sorry. When a man wants to become a woman, that's possible. The chromosomes lie. But again, the left is nothing but bad faith actors at this point. And that's why I was like, stop debating them. I don't debate people anymore. There's no point. You can't even concede and have a common ground. It's like, okay, here's what we can work with. Now it's gotten to the point where these other journalists were going hard after Elon. These file leaks.
Yeah.
It's like, this isn't true. This is fake. It's like, okay. They're literally showing you the email. They are showing you the emails.
They're trying to convince the people who are Democrats who have, common sense that, this is all just made up stuff.
I do. Yeah.
That's what it is.
I get it. But I kind of get where they're coming from, because I would say the same thing about Trump with the Steele dossier. It's like, this is bullshit. Like, you're reaching here.
I don't know. That's kind of apples and oranges.
How so?
Because it was known to be fake. Like they knew it was bought.
Yeah. I'm talking about those that would defend it. Those that would defend it on the left, as far as like, no, it's true, it's real, it's real. It's like, but where's the proof?
Right.
And the right was like, no, it's not. Where's the proof?
That's why they have like these soulless politicians, like
you're not lying.
who that sack of shit, Adam Schiff. They had him on television nonstop. Where's he? You don't even see him anymore,
bro. Where's the January 6th
committee?
committee?
What douchebags can we get to come out here and peddle this lie? Where's Schiff and where's Swallows?
Swallow that douchebag. Oh my God. Where's Pete Buttigieg, butt buddy, out there with the? Oh my God, I can't.
They trot these people out here that just don't care. They will not get embarrassed. Refuse to be embarrassed.
No, and they will never
fart on live television.
Banging Chinese spies. Let's continue. Matt says, to which former Deputy General Counselor Jim Baker again seems to advise staying the non-course because caution is warranted. This is the email. Jim Baker says, privileged and confidential. It says, I support the conclusion that we need more facts to assess whether the materials were hacked. Okay, look, this is all I'm saying. As a social media platform, you should not be held responsible for what's posted on it, so long as you are basically putting into place rules and regulations, laws to prevent child pornography, which Elon, he said that's his number one priority. And there's been a massive decrease in certain hashtag usage and stuff like that, which is a good thing. But why, reporting on a story as it develops, that's what news organizations should do. Even if the story is false, you say, this is what's reportedly happening. That's all you have to do. But we've become so encased in this idea that we have to not just report the facts, but we have to report the facts and put a political spin on it, aka the Don Lemons, that is anti-Trump, the Sean Hannitys that got Trump's dick so far down their fucking mouth they can't even, when they sneeze, it's like Trump semen just spraying out. Yeah. Anytime Hannity was like, I don't even listen to Hannity, I can't. Yeah. Like, I just can't. Like, I'm sorry, when I see these political figureheads that refuse to call out Trump when he does wrong, I've got no respect for you. None. And that's what you need. And honestly, that's what Trump needs around him, is not yes men. Remember, like, sorry, Mr. President, but you're full of shit on this one, which he'll probably fire you, but that's just the way it goes.
You think so? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Trump does strike me as a guy that would probably keep somebody around that actually has balls enough to say, I disagree with this and this is why.
Yeah.
That's just my thing.
One thing I do like about Hannity is that story that came out about him calling Brian Stelter Humpty Dumpty to his face.
Yeah. Stelter's a little nerd.
Stelter talked about it.
He's a fat little nerd.
Yeah.
All right.
I can respect that.
Let's take some calls. We're going to take some calls, and we're going to continue reading the rest of the Twitter files. And this is a big deal, folks. And for a lot of people out there that don't realize that, this is a big deal. The number is 214-817-1689. Ready to hear your calls and what your opinions are on what's going on, what we've just previously discussed. And there's a lot more to this that Matt BB goes into depth on as far as the Twitter files. But overall, this proves there is massive big tech interference in the media. There's massive big tech interference. Now, the Twitter files didn't confirm this, but in elections in general, if they're doing it for important stories like the Hunter Biden laptop, don't tell me they're not doing this for elections. 100%. This is, it's just mind-blowing to me. And the left will just sit there and just the monkey see here and do no evil. Just like, I don't see it. It's not real. It's like, this is very real. And this is your country. You should care about this. So, again, that number is 214-817-1689. I'll continue until we get a call. A fundamental problem with big tech companies and content moderation. Many people in charge of speech care little about speech and have to be told the basics by outsiders. To wit, In one humorous exchange on day one, Democratic Congressman Ro Khanna reaches out to Gade to gently suggest she hop on the phone to talk about backlash re-speech. Khanna was the only Democratic official I could find in the files who expressed concern. That's disappointing. That's massively disappointing. It was Wednesday, October 14th, 2020 at 6:21 p.m. Ro Khanna wrote, generating huge backlash on Hill re-speech. Happy to chat if you're up for it. Best Ro, sent from my iPhone. One Democrat talking about in regards to the censorship. That doesn't concern people. That's very disconcerting to me. Gade replies quickly, immediately diving into the weeds of Twitter policy, unaware Khanna is more worried about the Bill of Rights. We have a caller?
Yeah, we got one.
Go ahead.
You there?
Hi, my name is Shatana. Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, my name is Shatana. I follow John on Twitch and everything. I just wanted to let you guys know that something dropped today that actually Twitter has been used to interfere in a latest election. The Kari Lake and Katie Hobbs story happened today where Katie Hobbs had contacted Twitter and asked them to silence some stuff for the campaign against Kari Lake.
That's not shocking. That's not shocking at all. I'll thank you for bringing that to our attention. But, does this really surprise you? It doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, I mean...
No, but I also wanted to let you know that your voices are breaking up on the stream.
It's breaking up? Well, that's weird.
Yeah, your voices are breaking up.
Oh, okay. I don't know what else we can do about that. But I'm seeing the audio levels here. I don't know if we'll have to go in there and look at this after the fact.
Is everybody...
Is everybody experiencing that?
Yeah.
I hope not.
That's true about the voices.
I just wanted to let you guys know that, and I'm a big fan of your guys' show, and God bless you guys.
Oh, appreciate that. Hey, if you could, do me a favor. If you're on Twitter, will you tweet that link out to that story for me, please? I'd definitely like to read it. It doesn't surprise me, though.
Okay. All right, I will do that.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Bye-bye. People are saying over here the audio is fine. I think, yeah.
Is it just you two?
It could just be Rumble.
No, it's Rumble. It's fine.
Okay, yeah, Rumble. Yeah. Rumble's saying they're good. They sound loud and clear. 100%. I'm not sure. All right, we're gonna keep going with this though. Hi, Karen. Hopefully she can tweet me out. You can tweet me out if you got the story for this. Just tweet me out at John Burke 1984. Just JOHNBURK 1984. Tweet me out that link. There it is. Yep, here it is. This is breaking news right here, folks. This is coming. Leaked email alleges contact between Hobbs' Twitter staff to censor election-related misinformation. Oh my gosh. Let me calm down for a second.
Put your pants on.
I'm still getting over the pre-workout from the gym this morning. Internal Twitter emails uncovered appear to indicate that another top Democrat candidate's campaign. So this is election interference.
Yeah.
Hold on. Okay, this is where my mind's at right now. Is suppressing stories that run contrary to your campaign, is that election interference? Because did that actually interfere in the election process? It definitely has influence over it.
I'm going to say yeah.
You think so?
I think it does.
Well, let me read the story then. According to reports, the internal Twitter emails reveal that Arizona Democratic governor-elect and current Secretary of State Katie Hobbs allegedly teamed up with former Twitter staffers and executives to flag certain users and accounts. The bombshell revelation comes on the heels of Twitter boss Elon Musk via journalist Matt Taibbi last week revealed internal company communications showing the platform worked with the Democratic Party to censor conservatives. The Daily Wire reports, according to an email on January 7th, 2021, the communications director for Hobbs' Secretary of State office emailed the Center for Internet Security, a 501 nonprofit cybersecurity organization, saying they are flagged an unidentified Twitter profile for review under the subject line entitled election-related misinformation. The email also included an unknown employee at Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, a branch under the federal government's Department of Homeland Security. Holy shit, it's all tied together.
Yeah.
A CIS representative forwarded the message to a Twitter staffer saying, please see this report below from the Arizona SOS office. Please let me know if you have any questions. I got some breaking up in that mic on that one. The Twitter employee then responded in another email, thank you, both tweets have been removed from the service.
You take a call?
Yeah, let's take another call. Holy crap. Not surprising. Not surprising in the slightest.
Yeah.
I mean, does this shock really anybody?
Hey, you there?
Hey, what's up?
What's up, buddy? You're
Hello?
on. Can you hear us?
Hey, I can hear you. I was just calling about, I know they said this program or whatever was available to both Democrats and Republicans. And I think it's going to come down to what was in the tweets that were actually requested to be deleted when it comes to both sides.
Oh, yeah, of course. But still the idea of, I see your point on that one, but it's like we have to have some foresight. It's like this is what it's being used for right now. And this, again, this is all we know of so far. Actually, the Katie Hobbs story just comes out. That paints a whole different target. But it's like, what could this be used for? Because if they're already censoring information from reaching the public, what else are they going to censor? Yeah. This, and I get what you're saying. It's like, we have to have the actual nail to prove the nail got put in the coffin. But this is definitely like it's the foreshadowing of it. It's about to hit.
Yeah.
I really feel.
I totally get it. I just wanted to get that out there.
Oh no, I appreciate your perspective.
Right,
I get it. It makes perfect sense. Thank you for your call.
Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. You can tweet me out at John Burke 1984, and that's where I get a lot of. If I'm missing you guys, real quick, we got 1,400 people watching the show today on Rumble. Thank you for all being here. My name is John Burke. It's my host and my co-host Josh. We do this by ourselves. We are politically independent. We're both constitutionalists. We're more libertarian, but we're more fiscally conservative. Believe in the Constitution. We're not loyalists to any singular party. I was a Trump dick rider, and then I turned into like, wait a minute, Trump's not pro 2A. I don't like this. But that's where we stand on a lot of these issues out here. So normally, Josh and I, we don't have a show producer. We just literally are skimming the headlines, giving our political hot takes. So a lot of these articles come to me by people tweeting me out and saying, hey, take a look at this, and I'll read it. And John, we're not professional political pundits. We're just two dudes giving our hot take on politics. So keep that in mind. And I'll never sit here and pretend like I'm some kind of journalist. I'm not. Yeah. So, but anyway, let's continue reading this. This is about the Democrat senator that emailed Twitter saying, hey, there could be some free speech issues in here. Vijaya, whatever her name is, who went on Joe Rogan, by the way. Remember when she went on Joe Rogan and she basically just sit there and double down saying like, we're doing our best. It's for the safety of the public and protecting democracy. Everything with them is democracy. We're protecting democracy. It's like, what democracy? Like, you don't even know what democracy is. Like, this is not democracy. And by the way, I don't know how many times we have to say this. We're a constitutional republic. What the fuck are you on about? Oh, and by the way, new viewers, I cuss a lot. I'm a veteran. That's what we do. Anyway, this congresswoman emails her and says, thank you for reaching out, and we appreciate the heads up. We put out a clarifying thread of tweets earlier this evening to explain our policy around the posting of private information and linking directly to hacked materials. This wasn't a hack. Where's the hack? Where's the hack here? Yeah. Who got hacked? Nobody got hacked. It's literally a hard drive, a concrete hard drive that was handed to one person to another. They're using hacking as a red herring cop-out is all they're doing right now. It's like, well, according to our policy, I feel like they created the hacking narrative. They did. Just so they can basically cover it up with their own terms of services.
You could just see through the correspondence, they're making it up on the fly. Like, how can we fix this? And they're like, well, let's roll it into this. And we could just say this, and we don't produce hack material. Unless it's Donald Trump's 2005 tax return, then maybe we put it on the website. Bro, we'll look.
The misinformation that they are responsible for echoing, and not just Twitter, but Facebook and Instagram, the misinformation they have put out there nonstop. Again, where was all this when it came to the Russian collusion and the Steele? We can take another call if you want.
Right, let's take one.
The Steele dossier. Where was all this out there as far as like, well, it hasn't been proven true, but let's put it out there anyway. Yes, they jumped on board with this. These people are hypocrites.
You there?
Yellow, you're live.
Hey, so just had a thought, and this applies like on a broad narrative, but what you're watching with like the Twitter files is precisely what's happening with the Facebook scandal with the Joe Rogan thug and suck. What you got going on right now is the same way that like money works in politics. And then they don't explicitly come out and say this stuff.
Hold on, brother. You're coming in really. I can barely hear you. I can barely hear you. Can you speak up, please? Are you on speakerphone or?
Hey, I got Bluetooth. 1 second.
Okay. He's coming in broken. I can't really.
Is that better?
Go ahead.
Coming in better?
Yeah, much better. Thank you.
Yeah. So what you're watching play out is just a different spin on the same thing that Joe Rogan, Todd Zuckerberg doing. And it's the same way that money works in politics. And they don't actually come out and directly say anything like this.
Yeah.
What you have happen is like the FBI or any of these agencies will sit here and come to whatever big tech company and be like, so you need to be on the lookout for this.
Yeah.
And then they give a description of what it is. And then the same like deep state, cathedral, whatever narrative you want to put to it, comes out and they explicitly tell you, hey, this is what's going on. And then without any direct implication, like, oh, so this is what we need to look for and this is what we need to censor. It's the exact same thing, and it's a dishonest front to it.
It's because they knew what was coming. They knew what was coming, and it's like, you know what, let's go ahead and let's get it. It's like any PR rep will tell you, get ahead of it. But with the government and the big tech being in league with big tech, and that's when they say, oh, it's private company. They're not a private company. Any company that is in league with the government, and thank you for your call, by the way. Any company that is in league with big tech or any government, you're not a private company. You've just been used. You've been used by the government. Therefore, I think all your rights should be stripped away. Once the government interference comes in and you basically sacrifice the actual idea of free speech and things such as that, you're done. I don't give a fuck about your rights because you clearly don't give a fuck about anybody else's rights. Government involvement throws the whole thing out of whack. It's not real. It's not free market. It is now controlled opposition. I hate saying that because it's corporatism at this point. It's money-fed corporatism to censor the media. And again, you have these people like Don Lemon and the rest of them willfully do this. Yeah. They knowingly do this. But They will literally put out something that's like, hey, Hunter Biden laptops, or for example, let's go back to the Steele dossier. Clinton wanted to deflect. What did she do? She fabricated, she paid off the people to create the Steele dossier, and they start pushing this into the media. Push this in the media. And what is the media going to do? Well, naturally, CNN, they're going to buy it up because they hate Trump. They want to see Trump fail, and they're going to become the biggest proponents of this misinformation. And I'm wondering, why didn't they get sued into non-existence? Yeah. It was proven to be false. Why didn't the Clintons and all the rest of them get destroyed? It blows my mind how they were allowed to get away with so much stuff, so much censorship, so much misinformation, so many lies, and this is what happens as a result of it.
They were doing the same thing during the Clinton-Trump presidential runs, where they were going to the networks and the networks were going to that. Yeah. That was all discovered in the WikiLeaks files.
Yeah.
I mean, has everybody forgotten about that shit?
Yeah.
Like 100%. they were 100% colluding with the news media about what to run, what not to run, stories about Trump. I mean, this is the same thing.
Well, when you got a Democrat senator coming in here telling Twitter's like, hey, wait a minute, there could be something here, and they instantly try and run interference with our terms. Fuck your terms.
They're trying to convince everybody it's for the greater good.
Yeah, exactly.
And
people don't seem to realize.
They don't.
If we look at the same thing with COVID and the government, the government stepping in, it's for the greater good. Do your part. 2 weeks to flatten the curve. We're at 3 years now?
Yeah.
And now the science is miraculously changing. It's like, oh, well, hey, maybe like Bill Gates, like, well, hi guys, maybe we got a little wrong. Man, fuck you.
Dude, he gave a TED talk about thinning out the population by vaccination.
Yeah.
And everybody's gonna act like that didn't happen.
What's even more mind-blowing to me is, and real quick, to every single person that stood up during the lockdowns and you got your business shut down and now you're making bank as a result of what you did, good for you.
Yep.
You deserve it.
Yep.
You deserve it. Rolling that money, baby. You earned it. When the time came and you were faced with the test, you liberated up and you said, no, we're not going with these stupid lockdowns. And I think I was talking to my buddy Amory. I think it definitely showed a different light on police.
Yeah.
I think we pulled away now from support the blue blindly, and we should. Mm-hmm. No organization should be, and I'm not saying that I hate cops. I'm saying that every organization that has authority given to it by the government or by the people to help the people should be viewed with extreme skepticism. Mm-hmm. Because if you don't, you've got the FBI. If you don't, you've got the CIA.
Yeah.
You've got political corruption. You've got basically favoritization of a certain political party, and they're going to do everything that they can. The Peter Strzok and the Lisa Pages should be in jail. General White Rage Miley, the Medal of Honor Dakota, the disgraced Medal of Honor holder, is shaking hands with this piece of shit general who's helped usher in the woke ideology that has destroyed our military from the inside. I served 13 years in the Army Infantry, fought in Iraq and Afghanistan, and I can tell you right now, these clowns are not what the military needs. We need our old school General Pattons to grab their balls, come back there and make men again and get the transgenders out of the fucking service because, my God, we're delving into the realms of insanity at this point. I'm a live and let live kind of person. Do what you want with your body. I just don't want to pay for it. Yeah. But at the same token, now it's never just one thing. It always spirals out of control. Now transgenders can go in there and get hormone replacement therapy on the taxpayer's dime. Last I checked, it's not a right to serve. It's a privilege. You don't have a right to serve in the military. It's not in the Bill of Rights. It's a privilege to serve. So when you go in there and you become just another subsidy, another government Welsh or another government tit sucker, if you will, you're using tax money to do what you want to do. It blows my mind. That's not what the military is for. But let me digress. Let's get back to the Twitter files. I'll go on an entirely different rant on the military stuff because trust me, I spoke out against that stuff back in 2016. Yeah. Still here, banging the drum like this woke ideology is a national security issue. Yeah. National security issue. And the General Mileys and the black supremacist Lloyd Austin's in there, and they just bent over and said, yeah, force the jab on the friggin' troops. Why? Well, because we got to be safe. What if the jab, come to find out, as we kind of knew, wasn't actually safe? Yeah. Now you've just jeopardized your entire force. And Trump, I'm telling you this right now, I think Trump did a very good job when he announced his presidency. He talked about every federal employee, to include military person that lost your job, bring them back with back pay. Yeah. I fully agree. That is a solid re-enlistment, my God, a solid re-election point to run on that. Yeah. Don't attack DeSantis, leave DeSantis alone. Yeah. Because right now, and folks, I'm not trying to say this about Trump in a negative fashion. Right now, you thought 2016 election was insane. This one coming up, they're coming after Trump with everything they've got. Mm-hmm. So, bro, count your allies. Stop alienating motherfuckers. Get DeSantis on your team. And like I said, I don't know if DeSantis is going to run. We don't even need to be talking about this right now. We still have 2 years to figure this out. Yeah. But instantly, all these blue check influencers from the Turning Points, these other crew, instantly riding that Trump dick. Calm down. Calm down. DeSantis has done good. DeSantis has done insanely good, but so is Trump. Yep. But we don't have to have this fight right now. We don't. We got bigger fish to fry. Yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah, the biggest thing is getting these pieces of shit who are in office right now, sorting that out, sorting this shit out.
Oh, I agree.
Once you get the all the crooks and everything out of Twitter and kind of expose.
Yeah, I feel like dude, if Elon could just buy Facebook too, we're done. We're good.
Honestly, I think that's why Zuckerberg came out and divulged that information about the FBI coming in, because he knew coming down the pipe was this stuff about Twitter. That's what he said.
We talked about podcast.
We didn't do the same thing that Twitter did. Mm-hmm. What we did was a little bit different.
Bullshit.
Yeah, which was suppress the story.
Suppress the story. Yeah, they even admitted before congressional testimony. He's like, yeah, we just kind of pushed it down. Yeah. So then you suppressed information.
He sees his company declining. Yeah. What do you think he's doing? MMA now. He's trying. Mark Zuckerberg.
He's doing MMA.
He's doing jiu-jitsu. Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
There's videos of him.
Who wants to grapple with that lizard?
I know. That's like, I think he's trying
painting his face up with all that white stuff he does, like when he goes out into the sun. Oh my! You remember the pictures that surfaced of him like surfing, and his face was just coated in sunscreen. He looked like powder. It's like, what the? This is what happens when nerds come into money. Like, good grief, man. But no, you're right. I think this, and this is what let me slow down. Elon has got so much power right now because he's got all the secrets. He's got all the secrets the DNC has been using Twitter for. They've been the long arm of basically squishing information that they call misinformation, which was probably true. He's got it all now. Yeah. And I feel like maybe, I don't know. I'm not one of these conspiracy theorists like, oh, Trump's playing 4D. Trump. Like, no, come on. Trump's, no. But Elon has got himself a lot of information. And by the way, Apple is not pulling advertisements from Twitter. A lot of companies are going back. Mm-hmm. Twitter ain't going anywhere. Yeah. All these Democrats that were hoping it would cave, bro, y'all are in for a very rude awakening because it's not going to stop with this.
Do you think these douchebag influencers are going to on their following on Twitter?
No, God, no.
Hell no. What would they do?
Checks,
they're going to go over to these other liberals.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus. They're not going anywhere.
No. The Brooklyn dad defied that dude. I hope somebody cracks that motherfucker upside the head with a brick or something. Fuck him.
George Conway.
Oh my God,
dude, I love.
I'm not calling for violence. I'm just saying if it happened, I would certainly applaud. Oh, by the way, just so we're clear, the day that Hillary Clinton dies, we're throwing a party. Yeah, we are throwing a party here at the Shell Shock CBD HQ. And before we continue, folks, there's a shout out to shellshockcbd.com. That's who It's our company. We've been in business now for 3 years. We've grown this company. It is the nation's largest veteran-owned brand of CBD. We're very grateful for all your love and support. We also carry Delta 8, Delta 9, chocolate, gummy. We have a money-back gummy guarantee that if you try any of our gummies and they don't do as they're advertised, we will give you your money back. No questions asked. It's just that simple. And right now we're running a deal on shellshockcbd.com that if you use code JOLLY, save 25% on the sample packs. We have gummies such as that are just CBD with no THC that'll help calm you and relax you. This isn't snake oil. Try it yourself. If it doesn't work, I will give you your money back. My own guarantee. We've got hundreds of 5-star reviews on Google. Surely a company that is scamming or selling bullshit would not have that.
Yeah.
And a lot of these people are in the Rumble chat right now watching just now. So a lot of our customers are here, and we're very grateful and thankful for every single person out there that supports us. And again, that is shellshockcbd.com. Give us a follow on Instagram at shellshockwellness1 because Instagram keeps banning our fucking accounts because there's a bunch of cocksuckers out there don't products that actually help. No negative side effects. And again, this isn't addictive. Fuck big pharma. More natural, more holistic. We have way more great products on the way coming for you from shellshockcbd.com.
A lot of great reviews on Google as well.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But, all right, let's continue reading this. We need to move on to some other articles. Gade replies quickly, immediately diving into the Twiz. Okay, so basically the Democrat congresswoman's like, hey, wait a minute here. And then she just instantly goes into the whole terms of service things like, oh, well, blah, blah, blah. She's just trying to run cover. All right, kind of tries to reroute the conversation to the First Amendment, mentioning of which is generally hard to find in the files. Let's keep moving. Without a day, head of public policy Lauren Colbert receives a ghastly letter report from Carl Sabo of the research firm NetChoice, which had already polled 12 members of Congress, 9 Republicans and 3 Democrats, from the House Judiciary Committee to Representative Judy Chu's office. After he goes off that's 33. And he just, this is a whole thing. 34. NetChoices lets Twitter know a bloodbath awaits in upcoming Hill hearings, with members saying its tipping point, a complaining attack, has grown so big that they can't even regulate themselves, so the government may need to intervene. Bro. Sabo reports to Twitter with some Hill figures are characterizing the laptop story as Text Access Hollywood moment. Twitter files continue. The First Amendment isn't absolute. Sabo's letter contains chilling passages relaying Democrat lawmakers' attitudes. They want more moderation as far as the Bill of Rights. It's not absolute. Wait a minute. Okay. It is absolute unless it's amended. That's true. But yes, unless amended and you've got the 2/3 majority, it is absolute. So that's a slippery slope on that one.
Yeah.
But if we put it in the context of the propaganda the left has been spewing for a very long time, they do it more so in the manner of the Second Amendment is not absolute. We shouldn't be allowed. It doesn't include this, doesn't include that. Free speech doesn't include this. That's what I think their points are, which they're completely off. No, it does include. It does include all that. To include bump stocks. Yes, bump stocks, anything that goes pew-pew or related to pew-pew, that's Second Amendment, baby. That is Second Amendment. An amazing subplot of the Twitter Hunter Biden laptop affair was how much was done without the knowledge of CEO Jack Dorsey and how long it took for the situation to get, quote unquote, unfucked. As one ex-employee put it, even after Dorsey jumped in. And that's pretty much, that's pretty much the extent of the Twitter files. And this was breaking over the weekend. And of course, a lot of Democrats out there, they're going to deny this. Oh, this is not real. This is Elon Musk trying to get more, ad revenue, get more attention onto Twitter. It's like, look, they have the emails. And even that Joel douchebag that was a part of the security or part of the censorship that quit, even he confirmed all this by tweeting out saying, you're putting a lot of people in jeopardy by showing their emails. Like, so then you confirm this is real.
Yeah.
You confirm this. Like, thank you. And that guy thought he was like being smart. It's like, you really just...
they're just trying to make it like it's not that big of a deal.
Oh, 100%.
Like, it's not that big of a deal.
Come on, guys. We're just censoring.
Suppress stories.
Yeah.
It's only the Hunter Biden isn't running for president, is he?
Oh, come on, man. Come on, guys. What's the big deal? You don't need to hear this. It's not a big deal.
His dad's not looking at child porn.
Oh, my gosh.
It's Hunter.
It's Hunter.
Donald Trump Jr. on cocaine. Like, have you seen the nude pictures of Hunter Biden smoking crack with hookers?
Yeah, I think everybody saw that. Him getting a foot job and stuff.
Have you seen it?
But the funny part about it is like, hey, bro, that's the American dream. Do whatever you want to do. I don't care. If you want to get your dick stroked by a prostitute while you're smoking crack, do your thing.
I was smoking crack and I would be like, all right, this guy can handle his crack. But clearly he can't. right?
Clearly, you can't handle your crack.
He
The
can't
video of
handle
him
his
like
crack.
weighing the crack rocks with the prostitute in the background.
Arguing with the hooker
Who
about
videotapes that? Like, why would you videotape? This is the stupidest thing ever. You know what seems like a good idea? Me videotaping me weighing crack rocks, which, by the way, are illegal. It is illegal to smoke crack, even though it should be. Legalize the drugs. Legalize it all. Do what you want. I don't give a fuck. I just don't want to pay for it.
You know, that guy would be better off having his own reality show on Bravo and just get out of politics altogether and just
The Hunter Show.
Yeah, I mean, he's having
Tune in
sex
this
with
week to see Hunter bang a prostitute without a condom and catch an STD.
I know. That guy has AIDS.
I don't know.
I would say it's pretty high.
You think so? He's got some kind of gonorrhea syphilitis going on.
Yeah. Dude, did you see that one picture of, who was it that posted that picture of Hunter's head where he's at the dentist and he takes a picture of himself without his caps on?
Oh, yes. Oh, my God.
And he put it on a little kid's body with like holding a picture that he drew. Oh, my God, dude. Have you seen it?
No, I know the picture you're referring to, though.
It's hilarious.
Has anybody checked on Beto lately? Is he still alive? Did somebody euthanize him?
I know.
Like the DNC should just kind of be like, you know what, Beto, we gave you a shot, but we're going to kind of put you out to pasture. You're done.
Let me find that picture, dude. It's so funny. It should be on a T-shirt. That's how great it is.
8 hours ago, this was published. FBI warned of Hunter Biden hack and leak operation before 2020. This is coming to us from Fox News. The warnings came ahead of Twitter censoring the bombshell October 2020 report on Hunter Biden's business dealings. The FBI warned Twitter during weekly meetings prior, and they confirmed this. Even Zuckerberg confirmed this, so the FBI came to him about this. Yeah. Twitter confirmed this. This is breaking news. Elon Musk's next Twitter bombshells could explode social media tyranny. And we're not done, folks. We're not done. More and more is going to come out. Elon's going to slowly, if Elon was smart, and Elon is smart, like I don't trust anybody completely. Like Elon, same thing. I keep you at arm's foot or a good bit grain of salt. I take it with a grain of salt.
Take you with a grain of foot.
Take it with a grain of foot salt. Yeah. I feel like, while this guy's working kind of for us to a degree, that can easily change. We just don't know.
Is he working for us or is he just working for like the truth?
I'd say he's working for the truth, but it's favoring the right more so than it is the left. But people are going to view it in the sense of he's working more for us. Yeah. For me, I'm like with you. I think he's just working in his own best interest for the pursuit of truth, which I think is fair. I think it's definitely fair.
He commented on Joe Biden's tweet about at the desk, you hired me to do the work and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, this tweet makes me feel good. I'm like, does it? He's a liar.
He is a liar. I do love that, though. That is great.
But that's okay. He's entitled to his opinion. If it makes him feel good, then
he can do whatever he wants. Yeah. I love that he goes after like the likes of AOC. He's like, don't tweet me, I'm shy.
Yeah.
Like, I fucking love that. He's a great professional troll.
It's funny.
He's hilarious.
And he's...
It's clear from Twittergate revelations that the social media giant was deliberately involved in suppressing speech. There's no such thing as free speech on social media. It's impossible. Yeah, that's why when people make these statements, there's just so much to dissect here. But I will just say, I would rather put that in the sense of like they did their best to suppress information in general. Because when you say information, that can be truth or not. It can be lies. But when you put it in the sense of suppressing free speech, you don't have a right to free speech on social media. Like, because let me explain that. Free speech means saying whatever I'm a free speech absolutist. I think you should be able to call for violence. That's free speech. Wow. I know people don't like hearing that. That's free speech. Saying bomb on an airplane, that's free speech. It's free. You can say whatever the fuck you want to say, but it also doesn't mean you're excluded or exempt from receiving the penalties that are incurred by doing that. I just don't think they should be at the federal level, but that's just me. But there's no such thing as free speech on Twitter. Because you can't say certain things. You can't say racist slurs. So it's not free speech. So what they're doing, though, is they are suppressing actionable information, is what I would rephrase that as. But this is Fox News. This is what they do. Everything on the left is like, you're destroying the democracy. And Fox was like, free speech. It's like, no, there's a middle ground here that you guys are not covering. And they don't want to.
Yeah. I think the biggest part here and takeaway is try to stop stifling people's opinions.
I agree.
About what they think happened. So if somebody says, the 2020 election was rigged or the 2016 election was rigged,
you shouldn't stifle that.
And here's my evidence.
That's a right to an opinion.
Here's my proof, or here's why I think this is what happened. That's why
he should have censored Kanye. Kanye is tweeting out some stupid shit, but don't censor the man.
I don't
like,
think
now if he breaks terms of services, fair enough.
What he said, or even the image that he put up, I don't think he should be kicked off of Twitter for it.
No.
If it's a Nazi, and
it actually wasn't. When I actually looked it up, it's not a swastika. It was an emblem. It was something else entirely, and they changed that emblem to something else because it was akin to the Nazi swastika.
Right.
Fair enough, but I think in the context of why the reasoning why he posted that, the old symbol versus the new, compared to talking about his love of Hitler and the Jews, is like, oh my God.
There was a lot of symbolism in what he was just wearing on Alex Jones. So like he was wearing that mask, that same Balenciaga.
That was a Balenciaga mask?
His ex-wife was wearing the same thing on a red carpet someplace during a show or something.
Oh, a mask?
Yeah, the same exact one.
I didn't know that.
So I
don't watch the Kardashians.
I think there was a lot of things that he was trying to do and put out there. Honestly, I think he knows what he's doing.
Yeah. Wait.
Again, I think Kanye knows exactly what he's doing, and he thinks this is the best plan of action for him moving forward to
do
to
what
be this
exactly?
Outrageous. So he said, "I love Hitler. I love Jews. I love everybody.
Yeah.
We need to stop hating on." It's kind of funny. I mean, if you just, what is he going to do? Is he going to raise up an army to go out and start? That's not what he's saying at all. He was just expressing love for everybody.
I think he's like what they call one of those babes in Christ. If you're new to the religion, so you're going to go to an extreme with everything versus the moderation.
If he loves them all, fine.
Oh yeah,
you know, great. Yeah. Who cares?
He's entitled to have his opinion of him hating or him loving Nazis. I don't understand that, but I do. He just meant it in the sense of like, I'm a Christian. We love everybody. I mean, but even Jesus grabbed the whips and went to town on the money changers in the temple. Even Jesus, and I'm not trying to go into a theological debate here, but if man is made in the image of God, the things that we feel, God has created for a reason. So for Kanye to sit there and say like, oh, I like Hitler, or he said, I love Hitler.
I think he was doing it for a response.
If so, that's fine, but he's destroyed himself. Like, I'm sorry.
And that's fine too. He has that, option to
do whatever. I love Timothy McVeigh. Like, what the fuck, dude? Or no, better yet, I love Hillary Clinton. Like, that's it. I'm out.
Okay.
No, man. No way. I'm sorry. I can't. I get the whole, you love the sinner, not the sin. Is there going to be anybody? Is there anybody out there in Twitter world or Rumble world or whatever? Is there anyone? And I'm probably sure there is. Is there anyone that thinks that there is a slight possibility of Hitler being in heaven? Do you think there's a slight? Because like right before Hitler's like got Eva Braun in the bunkers, like, you know what? I think I had this so wrong. I'm sorry, don't. It's like, I don't think it works that way. I mean, you murdered like millions of people.
Who's that comedian
not going to be like
it?
Open to like, I can imagine like Hitler walking up to the gates of like St. Peter's going like, oh, you're kidding me.
You're kidding.
Like, I know that God loves everybody, but Hitler, you're really pushing the envelope on this one. Like, no. And Satan's like behind a pillar going, damn it, I figure we just try. Come on back, Hitler. We got to go. Come on.
I just don't want to get a part of the group think to be like, oh, he said he loved Hitler or he loves Nazis and like he loves everybody. And I'm just not going to get on that same thing and be like, I don't care what he says.
But I think that when you're in the public image as Kanye is, you should probably be very careful with how you say things. And it's not that you should change your opinions, but certainly don't say something that's so open-ended and generalized that it's going to leave you just exposed from every direction. It's like, I love Hitler. And that's it. It's like, wow.
I mean, just the whole thing I thought was funny. I thought it was like...
There could have been a great conversation about Jewish nepotism, which was not anti-Semitic, but there wasn't. It was, instead, you had Nick Fuentes over there, like just chopping at the bits, like, I hate the Jews! And then Kanye's over there kind of like giving his 2 cents, just like Alex Jones, like... When I see Alex Jones laughing in such a nervous fashion, and his eyes just like, oh my God,
Cookie Monster.
What the fuck? It's just like, bro, it's bad. It's bad when Alex Jones himself is like tap dance, like, get me out of here. I'm not getting sued again. It's like, yeah, bro.
I thought it was maybe a ploy to get people to move over to Parler, and I'm like, all right, well, maybe he's a marketing genius.
By the way, fell through. He's not buying Parler anymore.
And that's what I heard somebody say that
was a grift to begin with. I think Candace Owens' husband owns that or some shit like that.
Either he was trying to get people there or he was trying to get out of the deal. Either way.
It could have been. Well, yeah. I don't know the details of that one, but I still have a Parler account. I had like 30,000 followers over there.
Yeah, there's still people posting shit on there.
It's dead, though. Like, I've been on there, posted a few times. I look at some of my friends that are on there. It's dead. It's a wasteland.
I see.
Now, it's not saying that you couldn't go back there and breathe new life into it, but you're going to have to get some major players to do so. But I don't think it's going to happen.
I thought, oh, wow.
And Trump needs to go back to Twitter.
He just might be a marketing genius to get on Parler after he just dropped all this love for Nazis and Hitler.
You will like the Parler platform and you will not put any complaints. My name is Yi and mein Yi Führer.
Yeah, but I agree that, bringing him onto your podcast or your show.
Oh, yeah.
You're obviously going for clickbait.
100%.
I mean, I think it would just be interesting to talk to him, aside from all that, just to hear some of his stories about kind of behind the curtain stuff.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff I find interesting, just with any celebrity, really.
Oh, yeah. I agree with that. Because I think he definitely knows what's going on behind the scenes.
I mean, did they fuck him up when they started giving him pills and stared medicating him?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they talked about having him committed and stuff like that.
Right.
And I don't know. I do respect the fact that he at least has balls enough to come out there and go against the establishment.
Yeah.
But it's like one of those things. Like
that's not an easy thing to do.
It's not. But you also have to calculate your risk, or you have to calculate your statements very carefully to where you can actually bring. I know this is very difficult to say and for people to understand. But in order to win the majority opinion over to your side, you've got to be very careful with how you go about doing that. Saying things like, I love Hitler and the Jews. Oh, it's reactionary at best, 100%. It's very controversial, but it's not going to be like one of these big brain things people think it's going to be. It's like, wait a minute, he must have like some really creative point. No, he doesn't. This is a stupid thing to fucking say. Yeah. But there were other points that were peppered into that conversation that Fuentes brought up. It's like, now that we should be talking about. Jewish nepotism should be discussed. Just like black nepotism, white nepotism in general should be discussed. Not in the sense of like demonizing or generalizing, but we should have the act of debate and discussion should be allowed, and it does. And platforms like Rumble, God bless them, will allow conversations like that to happen. And that's why I feel like platforms like Rumble, stand by, I'm going to suck some Rumble dick here real quick. And that's why Rumble is going to grow and I think will eventually overpass or surpass YouTube.
Yeah.
They will, because when you have content creators that, say, for example, in the political tube, these are conversations that are great for discussion. It's great for opening people's perspectives. But if YouTube and Twitch and the likes of them censor this so much, well, then naturally people are going to drift to Rumble. It feels good, like the shroud has been removed. It's like, hey, we can talk about these issues and not be worried about censorship, not be worried about losing this platform. Yeah. And it's great. But to go back to the other point, I think Kanye should have been way more strategic. But when you're hanging out with the likes of Molly Yiannopoulos, who I used to respect, fucking Fuentes and the rest of these grifters, what did you expect? Kanye is a puppet that the likes of Kirk and Owens played. These guys are playing. I said it back in 2017, 2018, when they freaking started grifting with Kanye. Stay away from him. Stay away from this guy. He is unhinged. He's not controlled. He's a loose cannon. You never know what this guy's going to say. And then when Trump brought him in, it's like, oh my God, like now we're feeding into like, this is reality television in our government and it's ridiculous. I'm sorry. It just is. All right, let's keep going. The New York Times falsely claims Hunter Biden laptop was stolen. You don't say.
It's such a garbage publication.
Why people subscribe to this shit?
I don't get
why. It's like anybody that subscribes to CNN. Yeah. Why?
MSNBC,
yeah, Fox. There is
really any of them.
Any
honestly.
Of them. It's just kind of like people ask me that one question, like, where do you go to for your news? Like, literally, it's comparing diarrhea to diarrhea and picking the turd out amongst them. It's like, that's all I can really say. Yeah. I don't half the time, guys. We go off of what we see here. I don't know if this is fully truthful or not. But when it comes to articles like about the New York Times, like, I'm not shocked. Yeah. I'm really not. But New York Times falsely claimed Sunday that Hunter Biden's laptop was stolen, when in fact it was abandoned at the computer repair shop to which he had taken it and which had tried to contact him. As Breitbart News and others, I'm not going to keep reading this. We know this. We know this story. This is ridiculous. Again, New York Times, once again, running interference. This is not accurate press. Mm-hmm. This is not news. These are hit pieces. This is damage control. And I'm telling you this right now, folks. If they did this with Twitter, don't think for a second they're not doing this with the New York fucking Times.
Yeah.
Don't think they're not. They are. Yeah.
We've seen it in the WikiLeaks emails.
Oh, my God.
They go back and forth and talk about what narrative they want to push.
100%.
You don't think that stuff still goes on? Just because they're not talking about it anymore doesn't mean that they're not doing it. I 100% believe right now that people from CNN are still talking to Democrats about what stories they need to run. Yeah. Same with MSNBC and all those other legacy media outlets.
And don't think for a second that if Republicans couldn't jump on this to the level the Democrats did, they wouldn't. Oh, they 100% would.
Probably.
This is why there's got to be a separation. But again, and I hate to say this, but like when it comes to favoritism and corporatism, things such as this, when have we ever seen the powerful relinquish power?
Never.
It doesn't.
That never happens.
But what we can do is like, honestly, your money controls way more than you realize. Way more than you realize. So vote with your dollars. And I hate saying that because it delves into like parallel economies and cancel culture. But man, I think we've hit a point now to where there's a lot of these companies like Balenciaga. I'm sorry, like, but there is this one little. I'm ashamed to even have to say this, but hear me out. What if the Balenciaga thing was a hit piece against Balenciaga?
What do you mean?
What if somebody was trying to undermine the company? No, that's not possible because I saw the images of the people that actually contributed to this and they're fucking crazy. They do the spirit cooking shit that Lady Gaga was famous for. Never mind. No, I doubt that. Because again, if you look at some of these people that they actually hire, they are demonic. They are insanely demonic.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
Because I remember somebody had tweeted out at me and someone was like, this could be an inside job.
Is it strange that Kanye's ex-wife has such ties to Balenciaga, and then Kanye comes out, and then all of a sudden, all this shit starts coming out?
Yeah.
Is it a coincidence, or is it coordinated?
That's the other thing. Like that's when you're gonna get accused of being a conspiracy theorist.
I would lean on the fact that it's probably coordinated.
Potentially.
It's all connected together. There's something going on there. They want to destroy somebody's life, and they have the power and resources to do it.
They do.
You're a billionaire? Oh, sorry.
You got ties and connections with the
your
press.
Your bank is canceled.
Yeah.
Oh, you have this contract with Adidas? Oh, sorry. It's gone.
Well, he tried saying the reason he pulled that was to get out of those contracts, and I was a free man.
Maybe.
Which you've kind of like burned your house down to get rid of the spider, so good on you, I guess. Well done. You're such a... Okay, whatever. Christie. You remember Chris Christie, the guy that tried to ban the Cokes up in New York?
The great big fat Jersey governor.
Hey, I'm walking here. That wasn't him. It was who was it that tried to ban the Cokes in New York if they were too big because of the fat fucks?
Blasio?
Was it Blasio?
Mayor.
I forget, but Chris Christie's another moron. Chris Christie's niece reportedly kicked off the plane, injured 6 deputies in a Thanksgiving disturbance. Come to find out, the deputies were dressed up as drumsticks, and her being Chris Christie's niece, well, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, and she went to town. No, not really. Sheriff's office said woman warned deputies would be arrested or lose their jobs because of her family connections. Talking about nepotism. A woman reported to be a niece of former Jersey Governor Chris Christie was arrested on Thanksgiving. Now, was she or was she just... Okay, no, they're saying the article is it was his niece. Okay. Was arrested on Thanksgiving morning after allegedly causing a disturbance on an airplane and injuring 6 deputies. Captain Jason Rivard of the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office confirmed to Fox News that Shannon Epstein was arrested. Wait a minute. Her last name is Epstein? Jesus. I'm sorry. That's just like, and she's like the niece of Chris Christie.
How many Epsteins are there?
No shit. And I'm not trying to go down that road, like just because you have the last name. But my God,
doesn't mean
that's
you're
like,
a pedophile, but
a German physicist in the political world could not have like come up with a better thing. Like, we're going to take the Democrats and we're going to take the pedophiles and boom, there you have it. It's like, holy shit. Anyway. Oh my God. Captain Jason Riverdale to the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office confirmed to Fox News that Shannon Epstein was arrested at approximately 6 a.m. that morning after being removed from a plane at Louis Armstrong New Orleans International Airport. According to NOLA.com, Epstein is Christie's niece, and the flight was headed to New Jersey. She was removed from the flight after causing a disturbance. Oh my God. Listen. You can't make this up. This is so good. After causing a disturbance, which included asking a family she believed was Latino if they were smuggling cocaine. Rivarde sent an email to Fox News. When deputies initially made contact with her on the jet bridge, she became extremely combative. During her arrest, she injured 6 deputies, biting one and kicking another one in the groin. I'm sorry, but when you start assaulting the deputies, bring out the baton and crack that bitch over the head and you're fucking done. But I'm wondering, how fat is she? Because she's related to Chris Christie. It does beg the question, was she like playing bowling balls to their fucking pins? Yeah. Like, if she's a big woman, they can put up a fight. You like tuck the arms and the legs and start doing a fucking roll down the ramp, and there you go.
How many seats did she have to buy?
I don't know, but apparently those Latinos were not very, happy about her accusing them of smuggling coke.
That's the problem with the politicians like this is their power goes all the way through their family.
Yeah.
So they all think they're above the law and they can do it. Oh, my uncle is Christie, the fat governor of New Jersey. He's not even a governor anymore,
no.
right? What is he in? He's not in anything, right?
I think he's kind of out of it. Oh my God, he's as big as a house. New Orleans reverses facial recognition ban to help police fight crime. Nope, we shouldn't have that either. Nope. Invasion of privacy. All right. A California teacher with classroom library of books about BDSM, orgies, and kinks says it helps students discover their identities. And the instant response you can have to some bullshit like this is, if it's really about helping children discover their sexual identities, where's your heterosexual books? I'm not saying that this should even be allowed. No, this guy should be in jail. He's a pedophile. He's a groomer. Absolutely not. But this is another reason why the LGBT has become so corrupt. And folks, you don't have to support the LGBT. I don't. I think the LGBT is corrupt. It's bullshit. It's not about rights. It's about favoritism and pushing this new gender or this new groomer ideology and at the hands of the LGBT. And I'm telling you, if the LGB, if they want to save their organization, get rid of the T. Get rid of transgenderism. It's destroying you. And the transgender or the drag children story hour. You're just, yeah, no. But again, this is what they start with. We're just doing it for the kids because we don't want the kids to commit suicide. We don't want the kids to do it's the kids. What business do kids have learning about BDSM and orgies and kinks and things such as this? These are adult materials. This is insane to me. And again, once it's another liberal classroom, it's another friggin' teacher. A California teacher who maintains a classroom library with books containing explicit sexual imagery and information on BDSM, orgies, and kinks recently claimed those books help students discover who they are. Again, no heterosexual books. San Juan Hills High School teacher Danielle Cirio, who goes by the name Flint, had recently argued parents after it was revealed she was allegedly promoting her queer library to students in her classroom. This is grooming. Scott Wiener. Was that his name? The gay dude out of California? It said that trying to use a groomer as a dog whistle for saying faggot. That's not true. That is not true. That's completely different. This is grooming.
Yeah.
Because all you're attempting to do is to grow your LGBT ranks by indoctrinating the youth and turning them gay. They're turning the kids gay. Somebody made the greatest joke ever. The transgender Navy SEAL that's like detransitioning. You remember we talked about that in the last podcast? Yeah. Somebody used to get Alex Jones. They're calling all the frogs. Turn all the frogs gay. Navy SEAL. Frog is another term for a Navy SEAL.
That's pretty funny.
It's pretty good. It's like, well done. That was a good joke.
Nailed it, buddy.
But yeah, it's just another Marxist mouthpiece is all it is. Despite receiving backlash from the parents, the teacher doubled down on the sexually explicit library in a video she shared on November 21, Fox News reported. People get really mad about my queer library. No. You see, this is what the Scott Wieners or whatever that douchebag, this is what you try and do in the gay community. And this is why people don't like you anymore. So the homophobia that you're trying to use, it's self-created. When you sit there and you try and say, people get mad about my queer library, it's not the fact that you have a queer library. It's that you're trying to expose children to that. If you had a queer library on a college campus, no issue. You do what you want. Consenting adults. I do not believe the government should be anywhere near involved with marriage. None. It's not the government's responsibility. But when it comes to targeting children, all bets are off the table. All bets are off the table.
Hey, did you see that story in Columbus about the group who were walking around some drag event with guns?
No.
Toting gun. Yeah,
like they were defending it, or?
I don't know. I haven't seen this full story. I've just seen some of these clips and these some people talking about it. Proud Boys obviously dancing to a song about men fucking each other on it's some rally in Columbus. Some drag show.
Doesn't surprise me. I mean, it really doesn't surprise me.
I don't know.
I mean,
how is this any different than Antifa going up to here in Denton, Texas, and walking around with machine guns and stuff outside the front like they're gonna, you know what I mean?
That was so funny. Like, what the fuck are they gonna do? Like, what's Antifa? You get one shot fired, you're gonna run. One shot fired at you, you're gone.
I'll tell you, I think unfortunately, when you start to take drag shit to kids, you're gonna have some adults, who are going to handle it how they want to handle it.
They should, because I'm
that's
telling
when
you,
it's going to start
that's vigilante, and it has to happen, because right now, Child Protection Services, where you at?
Yeah.
Police, where are you at? This is disgusting.
I'm telling anybody
if you can't take a child into a strip joint, why should you be allowed? Because instantly the left will counter that, like, well, drag queen shows are not sexually implicit. Yes, they are.
They have fake titties hanging out, walking around in G-strings with their ass cheeks hanging out.
Yep.
Parading these little kids around.
When you're exploiting erogenous zones of the body, you are making it inherently sexual. Yes, you are. That is a sexually promiscuous event, and you're bringing children to it. Again, this is why we don't have parents anymore, as far as liberals go. You're some of the most deprived, disgusting people I've ever seen in my entire life. The fact that you're trying to virtue signal using your child as a badge of honor. I saw a TikTok video, and TikTok is cancer in this community, in this society. But she's sitting there loitering, just using her child. I can't remember the actual account name, but she's wearing rainbow glasses and saying that her 6-year-old is trans. And she's raising a GoFundMe to pay for the hormones to undergo the surgery and the treatment.
Oh, my God.
And I'm like, if the cops are not getting involved in this, then it's up to the people. You've got to regulate your society. This is Sodom and Gomorrah 2.0. Now, folks, please hear me out. I would normally never condone for this. Obey the law. Do what you got to do. But if there is a clear moral violation of someone's rights by exposing children to sexually explicit things reserved for adults, and the police and the justice are not doing anything. In fact, the president himself, Biden, comes out there and says, yeah, kids smell good. But I believe he tweeted out and saying he is in support of life-saving gender care for children, which basically means transitioning children.
Why is everything is life-saving?
It's not life-saving.
Life-saving.
Well, it's because they commit suicide. That's not my problem. That's your problem. That doesn't mean that this is going to save your life. In fact, there's a lot of people that are detransitioning that MSM are suppressing their stories because they don't want that getting out there. Yeah. It's like, wait a minute, we fell for, it was a fad. That ex-Navy SEAL, that gay Navy SEAL, he's detransitioning. I think he's gay. I don't know what he is. But he's even saying the VA used me. And it's like, no, dude, you used yourself.
They cut his penis off?
I don't know.
Ugh.
I don't know.
Don't know how you do it, man.
Blows my mind the VA can support something like that, but a lot of our veterans that actually need good care, actual life-saving care, where is it? Nowhere to be found.
We got to cut this guy's ding-dong off
we got to
today.
split this dude's pecker in half.
Apparently he's a woman. Somehow he grew a penis.
We got to turn his Audi into an NA so you can have some fun with it. It's disgusting.
This guy sprouted a penis and balls at birth, so we got to get rid of that stuff.
Have you seen, this from Rumble, have you seen the Respect for Marriage Act currently forces churches to have same-sex marriages, no longer freedom of religion or private? There's no way that'll go through. You can never force a church to do that.
Yeah.
Never.
Then you're going to have a religious war.
Then you will have a religion, and it'll be completely justified.
Yeah.
It'll be completely justified. Maybe
really bothered me during the COVID lockdowns and that shit. It was I know at our church, every building was shut down, but they would patrol the parking lots to make sure nobody was in the building.
Yep. That was the police.
That was the police.
And you can't use that. I was just following orders. No. You can't use. I was just no.
Sorry, that doesn't hold water with me.
Absolutely not. Well, folks, before we leave out of here today, we want to say welcome to all of our new viewers. A big thank you for Rumble them. They put us on the feature page on Rumble. Big thank you. Yeah. We are independent. We don't have any donations, nothing, except for viewers like you. We're actual PBS. Public Broadcasting System, I guess you could say. We're funded by viewers like you. If you want to support the show, go sign up on Locals. It's $4.99 a month, and we're going to do an end-of-the-month raffle for $500 worth of product from Shell Shock CBD. All of our local supporters, you're entered to win. We cannot thank you guys enough. If you want to, give me a follow over on Twitter. It is just John Burke 1984. You can reach me out there. Follow my Instagram, John Burke 1984. Dude, we can't do this without you. We are so incredibly grateful. Thank you to all of you that tune in and watch the program. You can listen to the podcast. The audio version is available wherever podcasts are downloaded. It's the All-American Savage Show. I'm your host, John Burke, with my buddy, my beautiful heterosexual bearded life partner, Josh, over here. And as you can tell, we're a couple of crazy, wild and crazy guys. But no, we can't thank you enough for you guys being here and all of our love and support, all the tweets. And I'm sorry we've been sick. We're getting back into it, though. All right, you got anything else to add, my man?
Yeah, you guys have a great rest of your day.
You have a great day. And as always, you stay savage, America.